Hey guys, and welcome to our channel. This is episode 1 of the storefront renovation. In this episode, we're actually not going to be showing you much of the renovation itself. This episode is going to be more of a walkthrough of the property. So we will be renovating a lot in the upcoming episodes, but this one will just be showing you what our plans are.
Yeah.
So we're super excited about that. And
here's our walkthrough. Check it out.
so we are standing in front of what will be our storefront and showroom and the headquarters of Pine Barren Pallet Works Wood Shop. So we will be completely renovating this space from scratch, and we would love to show you the tour of what it looks like right now. We cannot wait to get it all finished and show you the tour of what it will look like in the future. This space right here will be our showroom slash storefront sort of thing. We're hoping to have a couple more makers and small makers in here. This right here is previously framed out for a window. So this will be a brand new window all the way across, giving us a bunch of lighting for the storefront and for all of the plants that we'll have in here.
Yes.
Hopefully some house plants for sale. We love the look of the roof, so we're gonna leave the roof how it is. You could see, I think they had a drop ceiling in here before, so you could see that was there. We're gonna go up with drywall and we'll paint that. I think we're just gonna stick with like an off-white paint. This is the only like room that was in here, which is a bathroom. It's pretty gnarly.
Fair warning.
Yeah, good luck in there.
Yeah, it's not the cutest, guys. We'll
So
get there.
that bathroom I'm leaving up to Carlina and our friend Carly. They're gonna take over and make that look bonita. So in order to make this not look so gross within the storefront or within the showroom, we're actually gonna go all the way up to the ceiling with the drywall. And this area right here is going to look like a accent wall or art piece. And so we're gonna do slats like you've probably seen before in some of those viral videos on YouTube. So it'll be either like a maple plywood with polyurethane spaced out in strips all the way up to the ceiling. And we'll bump this door out so that way you don't see the door. We're gonna take the handle off the door. It's gonna look like an art piece or an accent wall. So hopefully that will take away from the fact that it just looks like a giant turd in the middle of our space. Right here, we are planning on having our POS system and our
Cash wrap.
cash wrap. It'll come out from right here, come out a certain distance, and we'll be standing behind it, hopefully with a sign behind us or a sign up against the wall. Our bags would be stored under it and stuff like that. Again, this is just going to be open space other than that. So this beam actually holds up the entire thing. So we had no choice but to kind of make that a staple. Get this beam cleaned up and make it like a nice matte black. And then over here, like I said, this was going to be, it'll be closed off to the public. We'll be able to store our stuff in there, maybe have a little fridge or something.
Coffee machine.
Or a coffee machine, as Carlina said. Then this is what we dreamed of. So our dream forever was a storefront or showroom with a window to our wood shop. So if, say you purchased a custom piece, say it was a 9-foot dining room table and you wanted to come in and check on it, we're gonna be working right there in the wood shop. So you can now come into the storefront, come up, sit right here at what will eventually be a viewing bar. And you'll be able to sit here and watch us work. It'll be like looking into Santa's workshop. You could come see your pieces being made or someone else's pieces being made. So with that being said, let's take you into the wood shop. So this is how we will be entering it, unless we enter it from the garage doors out back. Welcome to the wood shop. So as you can see, there's a loft right here. That loft, we're kind of dabbling with ideas for it. For now, it's just gonna be storage. Under here will most likely be my chop saw wall. So I'll have my chop saw, all of my hand tools, all of my power tools. Carlina has her own, so she will be elsewhere. We have been using my chop saw, her chop saw wall, all of our tools, and then we turn around in the shop that we're in now so that we can use the outfeed table to the table saw. That is more of our workstation, which is hard because then you might need the table saw while you're using the outfeed table as your workstation. And then you also have two people using the exact same table to work on projects. So now we'll each have our own workstation tables that are on wheels that can be rolled around the entire shop. So that's the plan with that. We plan on putting our table saw as the centerpiece, which this is approximately the center of our workshop. So we'll have the table saw here. You'll be able to feed your projects this way or that way. We haven't decided on the layout of it yet. In a wood shop, you want to keep things in order of how you use them, whether it be your table saw first or your joiner first, and then usually it's your joiner, table saw, planer, and then you build. So if you can keep it in that order, which is how we're going to try and keep it, it's perfect and it makes everything flow. Where the window is that you'll be viewing, I'll most likely have a table floating around that you can pull out on wheels. We have 2 CNC machines that will be running almost full time. We're unsure of where to put them. In our 3D design that you can see here, we have one right here to the right of the window, and we have one right here to the left of the window. So we're dabbling with that idea, but again, that could totally change. Right here is the staple of this entire place. It's what lights up the place. We're so excited to have this vintage window, as well as these garage doors that we can open up throughout the day. So this window, we are going back and forth on if we should put Carlina's chop saw wall here. Again, it's a little bright throughout the day. You'll see people walking through, so we're probably gonna tint a little bit of it. That way people can't really stare in from the sidewalk. So again, we're dabbling with that idea of Carlina's chop saw wall being right here. We are going to put the Nova 51 Thunder laser, and it's a 100-watt laser. That's really the only spot we could put that, so that's most likely not going to change. I mentioned that we have a joiner and a planer. We've been dabbling with the idea of putting the joiner and planer over here, but we don't want to clutter it more by that window, only because I'd like for people to view us using those tools. But if I could put the table saw there, feed things this way, have the joiner here, and feed into the planer, then it would be a whole conveyor of the right direction, the way to do it. So there's going to be a wall right here. Unfortunately, we don't have this space, although it looks very nice. We would love to eventually maybe have that space, but for now we don't need it. We don't have the money. So they're gonna put up a wall right here that goes all the way up and leave these lofts for storage for themselves or another tenant. This wall is gonna be insulated and be quiet in case another tenant moves into there. And this wall will run all the way over to there. As you can see, there's another wall over there with a giant door. That door will be closed, and that will be off limits to anyone but us. That's gonna be completely blocked off, and it'll L into this wall. So we'll have that entire space. If you come back here, you could see this entire shop from this side of my arms to this side of my arms, all the way that way, is going to be our wood shop, which is around 2,200 square feet, which is wild.
Big upgrade from ours.
We could never imagine having that much square footage for a wood shop, but it's well needed. We work on massive projects. Carlina's working on now like up to 8-foot mosaics, which is insane. Last year, I think we built one that was, it was 8 foot tall by 8 foot wide for wedding rentals. Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest one, but we're regularly doing massive mosaics around like 4 to 6 feet, as well as tables that range anywhere from like 6 foot up to 13 feet. And in our shop now, you don't have the space to do both of those things at once. We're gonna be able to work on multiple large projects at once while helping each other get them done. It's gonna be amazing. We'll be able to set certain ones aside in order to get other ones done at the same time. Whether it be a rush order or stuff like that. So I'm really excited to have this extra space. We never thought we'd have the opportunity. Again, we wouldn't have if it weren't for you guys. If you look over there, that is the storefront. That is where
big window.
People can view what we're doing. Now, if you turn around, you'll have a direct line to this massive wall that's going up. gonna be a giant white wall. We don't know what to do with it. So we would love for you guys to let us know what we should do with this wall. We have ideas, we're not sold on them. We've been bouncing back and forth. If you could give us a little bit of insight on what you think should go on the wall, we would love to hear from you guys. If you could leave it down in the comments. We've actually also teamed up with Pioneer Mini Splits. So thank you, Pioneer Mini Splits. We are gonna be putting Pioneer Mini Splits in this area to kill that chill in the morning. They do heat and air. It doesn't get too cold in here, even during like the dead of the winter. It probably stays around like 45 without anything. So with those mini splits by Pioneer, we're gonna be able to take that and bring that number up. It's gonna be way better, and as well as installing a few fans in here to kick the heat back down to us while we work. Now I wanna bring you over this way and show you some other parts. Again, the loft, the wall, we have this space right here. This will be completely blocked off right here. The brewery is over there, so we're not gonna have direct access to anyone next to us other than the landlord's office, which is perfect. It's block wall, it's insulated, it's got drywall. Nobody will be able to hear anything. And then like she said before, the other side is it's an empty road, it's a back road. Nobody will care about noise complaints or anything like that. So we're super excited about that because that could not exist anywhere else, at least anywhere else on this main street in our little town of Hamilton. We also have this loft up here, which this loft is most likely gonna be all of our storage. We'll have overstock for the showroom, wood, whether it's kiln dried from the local mill downtown, dimensional lumber for builds within the shop. We'll have all kinds of stuff in stock, ready to go. That way we don't have to run out and grab it like we've been doing because we don't have the room. We'll also have stuff for holidays and decorations and stuff like that for the shop itself. And then we also have this here. So we were super excited about this. There was a garage door company in this building before we got it for the last 73 years, which is insane that we just so happened to show up 2 weeks before they moved out after 73 years of being in this building. So I've never seen a garage door like this, and we wanted to keep it in the shop. It's unique, it's interesting. I can't open it.
You gotta turn the key on.
Oh, there we go. So now we'll have access into here. This is the perfect spot to keep dust while we're working in here away from finished products. So imagine you put your finish on, you pour your epoxy, and then it stays in here completely separated from all of your dust, all of your movements, kicking up debris. What we usually do in our tiny little shop, we make sure we put it all together and do it all in one day. That way we can leave it in the shop, let it sit overnight, come back in, do another coat. It really shuts down our shop for sometimes a week at a time because we're doing recoats every day, and we can't go in there and now use the saws and the tools that we normally use. So by having this, we're going to be able to set our items in here, continue to work, continue to make products for you guys. I'm so excited to have this little room. It doesn't have any lighting yet. I don't know if you can see into here. It's 20 feet deep by 12 feet long, but we're gonna build a bunch of shelving in here. Imagine like doing charcuterie boards and putting the oil on them and letting them dry, and you're doing 40 of them at a time. Now I can separate them on shelves, let them dry, and come back in to finish them later. Like, I'm so excited. We're ecstatic about this area. And then I'll take you up into the loft. So this little area is where we'll have the stuff that we normally use, the overstock of what we are constantly moving in and out. And this is where we'll keep a lot of the overstock of like wood and stuff like that we don't use as often. It's a pretty big space. Ceilings are a little low, but that's fine because we're using it for storage. But yeah, we're super excited to have all of this extra space for storage because we do not have it at our shop now. We actually use carport tents that we got on Amazon, which are great. If you're working in your own shop right now and you don't have that much space, but you have a little bit of space outside, but you can't afford a shed or you don't want to pull the permits for a shed, these carports, you don't need permits. You can use them whenever you want. We'll link them down below. And I actually have 3 on my property right now that are keeping all of our extra lumber dry that we use throughout the year. So if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. I would love to spin around and everything's done, but we're actually really excited to get in and dive in and learn. We're really excited to build things for ourselves, which we don't get to do that often. If you've been following along for a long time, you've seen that we've rebuilt our little garage shop over the last like 2 years. Painted the walls, gutted it, put up French cleats, put up all kinds of stuff, new workbenches, new chop saw walls. So we're essentially gonna get to do that again, but in a more professional manner in here and make it look absolutely gorgeous as well as usable. So thank you guys so much for making it to the end, and thanks for sticking here with us. If you've made it this far, please leave a comment, please subscribe. We would love to have you guys along on this journey, and we cannot wait to teach you as well as learn ourselves. Take it easy, Pineys.